They say music is the language of the soul. And for 100 years now, the Community Music Center in the San Francisco Bay Area has nurtured and spread this beautiful gift. Joining me now is Julie Ruyak Steinberg, the group's executive director. So Julie, welcome to this special talk with me. The Company Music Center, or CMC, has been around since 1921, right? But you got the opportunity to be its executive director in 2017. Tell us about that moment when you were walking towards the center on the first day of work.
Yeah, thank you. First, it's so nice to be here with you. Thank you so much for making the time to be with us and to learn about CMC. It was quite a day. My background is as a classically trained musician, and I began to explore the field of community music and arts in my graduate work. And it was then that I really started to think about how music and the arts are intended for everyday life and to be experienced and enjoyed by everyone. And that there was real power in communities that are rich in arts and culture. And so I started my work in arts administration shortly thereafter, after my graduate program ended. And I have felt so fortunate to work in this field for so many years. Coming to the Bay Area and CMC in 2017 was a dream come true. There's just a sort of magic that happens when you enter this space. And, being in the field for many years, I knew about CMC's outstanding reputation. So I knew I kind of had a lot to live up to. But since being here, I have felt so embraced by this community, our faculty and our students. And it's just an honor to get to sort of be with them and to help lead CMC into our second century of service.
Now, in a nutshell, Julie, how has the CMC helped the community throughout music for a century now?
Yeah, it's 100 years, which is kind of an incredible feat for any nonprofit to sort of exist for this long. And I think it speaks to the innovativeness of CMC's mission, which is to provide music and music education to everyone, regardless of their financial means. So each year, CMC provides millions of dollars in direct aid to our students. Last year, it was 2.9 million. So we're really proud of that. I think CMC has managed to stay laser focused on what it means to be a part of a dynamic community and to evolve our programming and the way we teach and provide music making opportunities to our community. So this often means going way beyond just giving music lessons. It's about listening to your community, understanding what they're experiencing, and then using our resources that we have to help our students find their voice and to really, build their creative expression. And I think, when our students do this together, that's where the love and the community building really happens. And I guess lastly, I would say it takes a village, right? We have 115 faculty members and more than 3,000 students who participate across the city. We have students who are just beginning their musical journeys. We have students who play at near professional levels, young students, young at heart students. So, there's room for everybody here at CMC, and I think there's a lot of value in that.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Now, I understand that you guys also has a tuition-free program. How have you helped aspiring musicians realize their dreams regardless of their ability to pay, right? At the end of the day, right. It comes down to money. Tell us about your tuition-free programs with you, Julie.
Yeah, I think, the magic of Community Music Center is about meeting people where they are, so musically or otherwise. And I think that the tuition-free programs at CMC are really a key way that we accomplish that. It's a signature piece of our work. Our tuition-free programs are really wide-ranging. So we have many disciplines, some that are point of entry programs, so students who are just getting started, like our children's chorus, to programs for students with more experience, like our teen jazz orchestra that's led by Marcus Shelby, or our young musicians program, which is a tuition-free immersive program for middle and high school students. We also have programs for older adults, our signature older adult choir program that serves hundreds of singers all around the city. We also have programs that are focused on the needs of specific musicians, such as our New Voices Bay Area Choir, which was developed to meet the needs of transgender, genderqueer, and non-binary singers. And then we also have programs, tuition-free programs that are topic immersive. So our newest tuition-free program is our Black Music Studies program. And we take our students through the history of African diasporic music to present-day American music, and we talk in depth about the influence and contributions of Black musicians, I think, in creating sort of some of the best loved genres that we now consider American music today. So it's all about innovating and inspiring, and also I think making sure that the programs we offer that are tuition-free are relevant.
Now, I understand that CMC has also launched San Francisco first Transgender, Intersex, and Genderqueer community course in 2017. Tell us about its impact in the city, would you?
Yeah, it is such an incredible program, and I have felt so privileged to be a part of launching it with this community of folks who are incredible singers, incredible musicians. I want to acknowledge the work of Ruben Zellman, who is the group's director and really the inspiration for the project. I think one thing to know about singing is that it is an incredibly gendered experience, right? We think of sopranos singing high and being women, and basses being masculine and singing low. And, you know, for folks who are transgender or are non-binary, right, it can be uncomfortable to sing in a traditional community chorus setting. So I think what we wanted to do was create a space for those singers to come together, to feel accepted and connected to one another at whatever stage they might be in of transitioning or being comfortable, sort of being out in the transgender community, and to really make sure that this space was one where everyone could come together and sing. Ruben has been just an incredible leader, and we've been so lucky to have so many singers participating. You know, our first rehearsal, 40 people came. So that's how we sort of knew we were doing something right.
Now, from your own word, you describe the music and sounds that come out of your center as a beautiful and joyful I can't even pronounce this word. Cacophony, right? Joyful cacophony. How has this pandemic silenced this?
Yeah, so it is, it's a cacophony, and it's a joyful, beautiful one. You know, it kind of becomes ambient sound. You might even be able to hear it on your end, the sort of piano lessons and the violin lessons and the drums, right? It creates this kind of electricity when you're in the building, and you sort of know you're among other people who are doing what you're doing, and it's this connection, right? And so when the pandemic sort of happened and the city's shelter-in-place rules came down, right, our building was silent, and we moved everybody online. So that kind of feeling that you get here when you're in the building of, oh, I'm among other people who are doing what I do. And, you know, if you walk by on the street, you can hear the sounds. If you're in our courtyard, you can hear the sounds. You know, that all went quiet for a while. And it was harder, I think, for us to sort of find our way in the beginning to those connections. But our community is incredibly resilient. We had our entire student body online in a week. We were developing new programs online for folks to be able to sing with one another, be together. So it was silenced for a little while, but you can't keep CMC quiet for very long.
For sure. Now tell us how things are now. I understand in-person learning has returned at CMC?
Yes, we're back, thank goodness. Just about 90% of our programs are back in person. So, you know, we are kind of slowly creeping back to what feels like normal here. Of course, we have safety protocols in place and things like that that are not quite what they were before the pandemic, right? It feels a little different. But I can just tell you that, you know, for the first 2-3 weeks that we were together, our phones were ringing off the hook with folks wanting to come back to in-person lessons. And I happened to sit right by the front door. That's where my office is. And each time someone opened the door, there was this exclamation of, oh, I'm so happy to be back. And it just felt like a humongous weight was lifted off of our shoulders to be able to be back here. So we're hopeful things are going to keep improving. We're going to get back to 100%. But we're really pleased to be at this part of the journey.
Last question I have for you today, Julie, is what's next for CMC, and tell us about your expansion efforts.
Yeah, we are expanding. It is a long-awaited project that has been in the works for almost 10 years at CMC. we have the opportunity to expand into our neighboring space. So you've heard us talk about our adorable little Victorian or our small home, and it's packed with people, and we've had waiting lists for a long time, and we also are looking to develop even more of those tuition-free programs that I was talking about before, and to create new ways for our community to come together, and also to, I think, use this great asset that we have of space to help other community nonprofits do their work even more effectively. So, with that in mind, we are expanding into a new space next door. We begin construction in January, which is just really a dream come true. And when we're all done in about a year, we'll be able to nearly double the amount of students that we serve. So that's going to be a huge accomplishment for us as we start our new century, to sort of be able to say our doors are open even wider to welcome more students.
Well, congratulations, so much success for CMC and you, Julie. I, as the founder of Just Wish Foundation, I support CMC and its mission to inspire the world through music. And we want to extend our help through this donation. And Julie, thank you for joining me today, and keep making beautiful music and keep making the world a better place. And see you next time. Thank you so much.